In the 30 years I've been there, I've only received one promotion. I know that seems daunting, and it's not for not trying.
Canada's messiness when it comes to racism and discrimination in the workplace might be put on blast on the world stage.
We're seeking justice for thousands of Black Canadians who have been excluded from Canada's public service, and those who gained entry only to experience economic and psychological hardship as a result of systemic anti-Black racism and Black employee exclusion.
Stories of federal workers being passed over for promotions because of their skin color, or managers telling Black employees racist comments like, "We should go back to the good old days where we had slaves," have been documented in a class action lawsuit filed by these workers against Canada's federal government.
In the 30 years I've been there, I've only received one promotion. I know that seems daunting, and it's not for not trying. When the opportunity came, those that did not look like me were the ones that garnered the position.
But recently, it's been revealed that Justin Trudeau's government is actively trying to have the lawsuit thrown out. This comes as these workers revealed just days ago that they are bypassing Canadian authorities altogether and going straight to the United Nations. Hey, it's BG and thanks for watching. We're going to dive into all of these details, but before I do, I need you to do a few things, like subscribe to this channel, tap the notification bell, hit the like button, and make sure to follow us across all of our social media. How did we get here? Well, it started after Black federal workers in Canada said enough was enough. For many who chose to work for the federal government, the whisper circle started to get louder and louder with story after story of alleged racism and discrimination in the workplace.
Angry Black woman. That became the narrative of the managers of the Department of Justice, to the point where they were weaving stories that they were afraid of me. They were scared that I was going to do something. All the while, my child was in apprehension in children's aid custody due to their requests, not anything that I had done.
In December of 2020, a class action lawsuit was filed against the Canadian government by the Black Class Action Secretariat, an organization working to eliminate systemic barriers. The lawsuit seeks $900 million on behalf of thousands of Black federal public service employees who say they have been subjected to systemic racism, discrimination, and employee exclusion. The lawsuit filed in federal court alleges that going back to the 1970s, roughly 30,000 Black civil servants have lost out on opportunities and benefits afforded to others based on their race. According to the lawsuit, the money is intended to compensate Black public servants for lost opportunities and for their mental hardships. But they're also asking for a plan to finally diversify the federal labor force and eliminate barriers that even employment equity laws have been unable to remove. Let me introduce you to Nicholas Marcus Thompson. He is the man leading this class action and has been relentless in pursuing justice. In fact, for us here at the BG Show, this is not the first time we've reported on this story. Here's the receipts. And as you can see there, not much racial diversity in that pic. And you know what's interesting? Because we've heard from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that, and he said it out of his mouth, anti-Black racism exists in Canada. 2 years later, Thompson and his team say justice and Justin Trudeau's government are moving too slow. And now they are ready to apply even more pressure, this time taking their story to the world stage. So how did the United Nations become involved? Well, in a recent news conference, Nicholas Thompson and the Black Class Action revealed they are sending their complaint to the UN Commission for Human Rights. Thompson says he is hoping the United Nations will investigate its claims. He's also hoping the UN will call on Canada to meet its international obligations to Black employees by establishing a plan to increase opportunities for Black women in the government and develop specific targets for hiring and promoting Black workers. This is what Thompson recently told CBC News. With this complaint, we are elevating Canada's past failures and failure to act in the present to an international body. So how is the world responding? Already, we are seeing international organizations like Amnesty International supporting the Black federal workers. Amnesty International threw its weight behind the complaint, noting that 70% of the 1,500 employees who have joined the class action are black women. Here in Canada, the NDP have also added their voice in amplifying the message of these black federal workers. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was actually on stage with Thompson when he announced their plans to send their complaint to the UN. Singh was quoted as saying this, "On behalf of all New Democrats, as leader of the party, I want to express my full solidarity. Their call for justice, in this case, their call for equity, is something that we fully support." How is the Trudeau government responding? Well, Trudeau's government thinks the lawsuit should be thrown out. In a notice filed with the federal court on Monday, Trudeau's government argues the plaintiffs should instead go through the grievance process and that the court therefore doesn't have jurisdiction to deal with the case. We actually reached out to the government of Canada, and in their response, they pointed to the fact that, you know what, they have passed legislation and that they have created support and development programs and that they have committed to publishing data relating to these topics. One of the programs is a new Black mental health fund and a plan to address barriers in the workplace. That work received a $3.7 million commitment in this year's budget. However, they also highlighted that they know that they have more work to do. Here's what they listed in their response. They want to identify means to improve and strengthen the internal systems and processes, including the grievance process. They also want to develop a restorative engagement process where employees who have suffered harassment and discrimination can share their personal accounts and lived experience in a safe, confidential space and contribute to a systemic change. But is this enough to correct the wrongs that these black employees say they experienced for decades?
My pension is based on the best 5 years of my career. 30 years with one promotion, that's not the best.
It's a big question, not just for the federal government, but also for Canadians to ask themselves. Could the federal government be doing more to settle this? We want to hear from you, so let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel, and listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.